Please support Ras Flako Tafari as he rebuilds after Hurricane Melissa destroyed his home, furniture, and appliances. Every contribution helps. Donation details are in the description.
So, greetings, Ras Flaco.
Rastafari, give thanks.
Yes, I. So, I know we have a number of questions to ask you, but even just journeying, coming to this location for the interview, we had a little reasoning about Pinnacle. Yes, I. And one of the questions them was between the invasion of Pinnacle and Coral Gardens massacre, you know? Which event do you believe was the biggest blow to the Rastafari movement and why?
It's hard to separate one from the other. Looking at Pinnacle and what Pinnacle symbolizes and looking at how it work to build a Rastafari sustainable community, which you have livestock, you have ganja, you have art, you have craft, you have coal burning, you have a family living there. Rastafari family is very significant. And when you look on what the government did to Pinnacle, and then when you look on Coral Gardens now, Coral Gardens is Rudolph's personal revenge. It is about land capturing, whereas Pinnacle is owned land by Leonard Howell. So there's a big difference in both. So it's like, it's tough on both sides, where Rastafari were deprived. Some innocently were destabilized from Pinnacle and end up at Bakawal and Tivoli and Trenchtown due to the destruction of Pinnacle, 1954, and due to incarceration of Leonard Howell as an innocent man, same way. And when you look at what happened at Coral Gardens, the innocents were brutalized. The government said bringing Rasta dead or alive. Totally innocent Rasta. Whereas Rudolph Franklin took his personal revenge. It was land capturing, which is illegal, but then how the government approached him to vacate, serve him a summons, he resisted, shot him, mashed up his intestines, sent him to prison, because it was good that the doctor say he was alive, they pronounced him dead. So he spent time in prison, come back, and then he had a prosthesis. So he was told that when he smelled a bad odor, he's going to die. So his plan is revenge with his friends, not Rastafari. And our Rastafari was caught up in the Coral Garden atrocity. With over 150 Rastafari suffered, some died. And I did a book named Bad Friday, all is documented in it. So it's hard to measure both. Both of them could have equal value when it comes to destruction of Rastafari in Jamaica, I would think.
What is happening right now as it relates to like the mansions, because Pinnacle is the most recent of the two cases. We'd have seen a lot of championing going on for Pinnacle a few years ago, but what is happening with Pinnacle right now and the Heritage Trust and just the land?
Right.
And what by extension are the mansions doing to advocate for that?
That's very good, because early on I was kind of involved same way, and it's good that I met Sister Danisha. I know that she was very involved, intricate part of the Pinnacle resolving. But the mansions are split right now, wherein Naib Bingi was spearheading it. Naib Bingi chance, I went to Pinnacle same way for Naib Bingi, and then so Pinnacle has become a private property to some landowners, they were developers. But the point is that the heritage site was not fully finalized, and the house Naib Bingi, house and mansions, Naib Bingi, 12 tribe, Baba Shanti, are not focusing on that. Is very sad. Very, very sad, because we said Leonard Howell is the first Rasta. We cannot take anything from him. Leonard Howell was incarcerated. Leonard Howell, it was 500 acres of land, 500 acres of land. So why are we giving it up? So if we say a heritage site, which is nothing as compared to the value of the land, but bear in mind, Leonard Howell have children. So what are his children saying about it? Do we have permission from his children? Monty Howell and other siblings. I know Catherine Howell. I talking to her, I go to America and see her. So I have a relationship with her. Same way, what we're saying, we must have a dialogue. We cannot leave it, Pinnacle is a heritage site, and just leave it like that. It's Rastafari responsibility to ensure that the heritage site is maintained, not on paper. But there's agitation right now between house and mansions for that. It's very sad.
What has kept the different mansions of Rastafari from uniting outside forces, or is it internal disagreements?
Internal disagreement when it comes to ideologies. Remember, you know, we had a Millennium Council. I was a part of that, first secretary of Millennium Council. And then now you have which is the same all mentioned Rastafari. Ethiopia Diaspora Millennium Council, 2000, 2000 we have that. But that was good, rally around Pinnacle, same way. But now being in itself had administrative problems. Now being it today is a chanting house, or house of Isis. So when you have a house of Isis, they're more focused on the bingy, and not domestic things. Because you might say have secular knowledge of things. So you cannot focus on chanting alone. It is no balance. So if now most of the administrators of now being are now ancestors. Mobilizing Asians, you really have them to spearhead the group. So the younger ones now don't really know about Pinnacle, they don't really go up there. They don't know about Leonard Howell either. We have no discussion in the house about Leonard Howell, you know. But we call Leonard Howell birthday. That's it, which is a chanting. So when I begin to focus on chanting, 12 tribe, you know, was in the Millennium Council the same way. But you need a reasoning of all mansions then to resolve, to see a clear path in securing the heritage that the 5 lots was given, at least, and how the heritage side will be managed. It must be managed by Rastafari.
What does the unity of all of the mansions to the eye look like today if that would have manifested, like all mansions coming together and uniting? In your opinion, what would that
It would be a glorious thing, because it's one Haile Selassie I. No division, no partiality. Naibing is non-partial. But what Shanti is priest, king, and prophet. So there's a difference between the banner, emblem, and the turban, and the food culture with 12 tribes. Naibing is them ital. Yeah, I see. But when you look on, I'm Naibing, but I'm internal, so I can't say what things Naibing not really ital. Come on, look ital one time, and when I go, I see my do one sitting. But we know there's no food war. Put the food war aside. Put the emblem aside, that I see, and deal with business now of the nation, Rastafari nation. That I see, and they do it there. So you need an intellectual set of Rastafari at a conference level to split the differences. And say, yes, no, it's business. We cannot lose Pinnacle because of semantics. A man over there son with emblem and banner and food, and man a fish belly and all kind of something. We're not going to reach in our family. Because remember, Leonard Oil Price is most ganja, you know. It's a ganja man, you know. And it's over 500 acres. So even if you have a heritage site now, at least you could move on to something else collectively.
What steps could make that a reality?
They have to be a coming together of mansions. Remember when the agitation for Pinnacle and they started to desecrate the tombs and so we mobilized, you know. Naibing was the leading force for Pinnacle. It was Bongo Ken says, well, he's in America now, say you must have a Leonard Howell birthday, you know. Because it was not celebrated before. So Naibing was mobilize themselves. As I know, ancestors, we go up there, we chant, and we put up banner. Even Danisha was up there too. That you see? So that force that was there before, we try to rekindle it and separate the differences, Rasta. Because without that, how we say one Rastafari for an all? One Haile Selassie impressed me, and we still dividing among ourselves. It's a divide and rule. That's a Babylon thing, you know. Everyone Babylon behavior, you know, because we adapting Babylon behavior now. We split the difference and our divide and rule. You have 12 tribes, you have Bobo Shanti and Nayabingi. No, are we no Rasta?
Confusion.
It's confusion.
You once said ganja is not the healing of the nation.
Mm-hmm.
What you mean by that? And you know, if you can what you mean by that?
Yeah. Okay, remember, or historically, the Africans who came on a slave ship never carry a ganja seed. And the Sadhu Indians them, the indentured workers them, they took it. Okay. They have a ritual with Kalipunja, the ganja smoking, Lord Shiva, which wear a dreadlocks crown, full Natty Congo dreadlocks. See me? So the rituals of even more on the Indian barracks, the Afro-Jamaicans were there. One community, you know, come and said Indian despise and reject, you know. Because they come up with them ganja pipe, them ganja seed, them sackcloth, Most of what we do as Rastafari come from Indian culture, straight Indian culture. We're going to play around that. So the Indians came with the praise of Shiva. And Kalipunja, them have them meeting at a secluded place, them smoke ganja, then drink ganja tea, and then dance in a one circle and keep a ritual. What they did also, what Naibing never support, them have goat. Them kill the goat and use the skin. Sometimes them burn the goat alive. Part of the culture that, As a curry goat come, Indian kill goat and curry it and call it curry goat. The guy see? So the Naibing said nothing on that. But the praising part of it and the use of ganja, wherein the Afro-Jamaicans learn the ganja pipe, learn the chillum, learn everything. And then now, them in society. They know wear no pretty clothes. Them have them calabash and them prayer beads, while pray and do him thing. In relationship to the goddess Shiva and Kalipunja. You see? So when you look at it right now, the sacrament of use of ganja is to praise the god, Kalipunja and Shiva. That or the sacramental ritual by the smoking of ganja. They are not making ganja tea, no boiling ganja, not making tonic and wine, of burning ganja. That is seen. When we look at sacramental rites, ganja is have to be pure to be a sacrament. No grabber, no bakatu, no barks. Because you have the hot grabber. The tobacco is called bakatu. That is see. We don't use that. So if the ganja is not pure, if it is not grown on a spiritual level, it cannot be a sacrament. You have man a fool themselves. Being in Naibing house, me know. That's why I say that. You have an ancient grow ganja for the house. He became a crocus bag of ganja. Him sell ganja same, but him grow it for the house special. As a sacramental use. So when the ganja share around now, what the one then do? Put tobacco in it, most of the ones them. So it cannot be a sacrament. And you put tobacco in it. So within the tabernacle space, some man want a ital chalice. Some man about a tobacco chalice is more tobacco than ganja. So in the chant, when you start coughing, pure tobacco you just smell and the thing fumigate. So how can we have to fix the thing the right way? If it's a sacrament, treat it as the healing of the nation, ganja, the sacrament. The ganja will make you talk to his majesty. Remember, say, man, we grew up some man with a telephone chalice, When him load and sipping chalice, his majesty him gone to, Him transfer this up. So him in a communication with his majesty through him chalice. But if you put tobacco in it, majesty don't want to hear you, man. Pollution. So on one side, you look on the other side of it. Because say ganja is a sacrament, full stop. You have to clarify that. You can't stop as a sacrament, Because ganja is a liberation thing. Because you smoke, you communicate with His Majesty. You ask His Majesty a question, you have problem to solve, and then tell you in that direction. But the tobacco in it make you can't focus. Come if someone smoke urban, come and start fight and quarrel and cuss pure unnecessary words, Because in the holistic enough, the sacrament no right. Wherein you have to be sacramental in a tabernacle space too. You can have your own cup. You can have your own ganja grown properly. So you know so that the ganja there not fertilized night and chemical. You buy ganja on the road, what kind of ganja you buy, You know you grow. Man no know. So you need ganja to be grown specifically by man who know to grow ganja. You can sell some, Because remember, say originally ganja is make money. So if you say sacrament, you can't sell a sacrament, It's illegal within the space of selling because now you turn the ganja into a commercial entity. But if you say sacramental, within a sacramental space, your home or the tabernacle space, it must not be polluted. And we've resolved that problem there.
So how we're going to get that information to the younger generation to restore that sacred and that disciplined use of the herb in today's culture?
Because they break from the ancient trad. Bongo, what on you black faith? Within, remember say, a lot of things in Rasta, with the revivalism and the candle burning and the rum that separate up. So the ganja smoking come from the Sadhus. Perfect, have a space. But it's a chalice circle. And when you herb up on the board, you cannot get up And when a man just come in and carry a 2 pound of herb, you better sit down and smoke off that. But you have to bless the herb. You can't just smoke the herb, so. So there's a circle. But now man not born in Bob Marley, I'm born in Ziggy, and I put all kind of something at it. But if you have a little space, a little shine in your home and you want to smoke, you're good with that. But make sure you say herb clean. But the education about ganja, because a man I say, boy, the herb too strong, I put tobacco in it. Not for the big Rasta them. Sometimes you smell more tobacco than herb. So him figure say, he do a sacrament, you know. So you have to re-educate from the original trad of ancients, from the warrior command them, angelites, Rasta them, who not touch no tobacco. And most of the Asians must straight weed them and smoke. That I need to have the Cali weed. You know, pretty weed. You see me, Rasta man. So you know, you have re-education for you. A man never feel offended in the sense of the youth them can't but because if a man can't get the tobacco, you know, a pinch of cigarette put in it, you know. Because we know that too. And in the circle. But far as him concerned, and then you can't change smoke ganja neither and say it's a sacrament. You burn a cup in the morning, you can burn a cup midday. Because the Indians them smoke in a timely manner, you know. After they work, they smoke, you know. They're not doing work time, you know. You can burn a 2 cup, you know. Because you have every time you load a cup, you just sit down there burn 2 cup, you know. So what kind of sacrament you do? It's a smoker. So if we redefine the use of the sacramental rites, and also the name being the space, a sacramental space, no police can't come there. Because we there being, you know, police come and say, everyone have chalice and a bun chalice and a bun ark and a sitness. You know, police have it just look. You can't touch you, you can't arrest you. So within sacramental space, you can have every amount of ganja. You can plant your own ganja in the sacramental space too. We're not doing that. Because remember, you know, sacramental space is gazetted, you know, by the government, you know. Now being the tabernacle space, a sacramental space, you have rights to plant any amount of ganja you want. So why we not do that? Have the real ganja plant pound, the now being the ground, then, or wherever you do, even your house, they say 5 plants, you can plant sacramental weed for yourself. And they say it will reach, you know. So instead of go buy ganja road, you don't know, you go plant your own ganja. So that's the re-education of the community man say, yo, we could deal with it. Because if the government say Rasta ganja belong to you and lock you up, and say go and go plant weed, why we not plant it? Because we have a problem.
True. Many of the Rastafari elders, you know, choose to live a monk-like life, you know, refraining from romantic relationships. What was the spiritual reasoning behind that decision? And do you think that that lifestyle choice is one reason why some Rastafari elders don't have family support in their old age?
Okay, that is true. That is true. The family support is rough with a woman. That lifestyle came from the Sadhus. In Wales of cloth. Him having bash. Him having rod. If you say rockers is actually handling rod, you might see enough Rasta, you don't find Rasta with a rod. You don't have a big one, but a small one, not carrying rod. I'm calling staff. That is seen. And him fully separate from society. You know, eat out a pop, you know, eat out a mother pot. You know, eat no sharp things and a rackle. You know, that is seen. So him separate out. So now the angelic house perfect that. Angelic house when they're warrior, they call themselves warrior house. Warrior hill. Warrior hill is warrior hill. So they trod off of the Sadhu trad. 5 to 7 years without a woman. Him gates not have no window or no door. Him sleep in the open, rain a falling wet up in dry back. Him sleep in a hammock and just sleep on a tree branch. No woman not gonna live like that, king. No woman. Him cook a pot like 100 pepper in a pot, you know. And you can't see the chalice unless you can drink the pepper pot, you know. So him purify. If you come on him gates, come on him turf like a go worry because him dead, you will take off your shoes. And if him feel like he can throw your shoes on the fire too, because you don't rate you, just burn up your shoes if you go back without shoes. And when they walk in from Warwick, he'll go trench town or long rod and walk in the middle of the road. You just warrior them. They burn every church and see and burn everybody them see. No daughter now go trad there. Too tough. You would have a daughter. It's a daughter a delicate people, you know. In a rough life there. She now go take. So most of the ones them have done children. Eventually when they come out of the hills now, them childbearing start done. They have to recover, you know, put on back clothes and modify the system, you know. So at that early age is a revolutionary time with Rasta. You burn everything. Them are walking fire stick, you know, pure fire and lightning and crash, you know, in response to you. Yeah, you see. So that era of time, okay, you have ones too who got naked, king. And bird company show them, they have bird sound, chirp like a bird, One like a bongo young foal, instead, he went to the hills for 10 years. Here's some clothes. In last pants tear off, I just pure holes in the bottom and come back with no shirt. 10 years him up there for. But man, I tried no more. So it's a historical that we know say it happened. But now since Rasta more accepted and tolerated, we don't need to go at hills. We can't stay down here. I'll go and survive.
Illiteracy remains high among many Jamaicans. Why do you think that this continues in this country, and how does the inability to read affect moral and spiritual development across the island?
I would say, in fairness of it, in Michael Manley time, you have a illiteracy upgraded. Those who couldn't read and write go to Jamal and were able to read and write, no matter of the age that I see. And you're looking at youths now who can go to school. Maybe their parents can't read and write, but the children go read and write. It's as well in the economic problem of bus and books. Because I say, one at a time you could get books free, Because my grandparents did the school give books. Now, textbook expensive, and the shift system again. But the read and writing, I think it is not bad. It's also when the matriculation in English and maths, you need more specialized teachers. And what we're looking at, the teachers that will keep lessons, maybe you go to regular school, you're going to lessons. What do the lessons do? Those lessons improve you. You have to pay a financial charge to extra lessons too. And look today who can pay private teachers. So we can look, say it is not bad as first time, but original Rasta did not go to school. So we can look on that. And in the tradition, those who could read to those who can read. So Rasta function by memory. Most of the chants them, you know it by memory. Even if you read and write, man, don't know it like him, So it's an oral tradition of memory. So man, reading in them time, but no, it's a different time. So I figure say it has improved a lot within the sphere of things. It was Rastafari, not a born school. But originally, man, born school, When I come into Rasta and say I have tea education, I have good education, they call it tea education. What I go do with that? If I Babylon, I go get that. Which is a misconception of man who come in the house with education. And the educated youth in the house have a space to grow. And that is why most men are coming in the house because they don't know where to go. It's not challenging enough. If you present something and burn it down, pure fire burn. So all of that within the read and write space, those have the ability must teach who don't have the ability. We open a space there.
So there are reports claiming a decline in tourism in Jamaica. Do you believe that's accurate? And if so, can the island's economy survive without relying so heavily on tourism? What other industries or community-based initiatives could help Jamaica become more reliant and sustainable?
Okay. Jamaica is an offshoot of a slave plantation. Tourism itself is slavery. A house slave or a domestic slave will provide the needs of a foreigner who are, we call it Bucky Master Pitney them, foreigners them. They come into Jamaica with anything, driver's license, anything. But then when they enter a hotel, you have to be their servant. You're more qualified than them, but because of circumstances you do there, I make up bed, I mop floor, I serve them, I cook, and I bow down, But tourism is an economic strength for Jamaica itself, but a poverty for the people. When you balance the whole thing, the people is into a modern slavery to become maids and servants, where they go and get all of the money because the hotels are increasing, Because me travel come upon now, so the whole hotel me see a bill. That is seen. But the good thing, my son work on one of them as a literature. What him tell I say, we give thanks to that. He said within the hotel space, appear Rasta picture. And if you have lax, you get more work faster than anybody else when you go relax. So there's a positive drive in the tourism what we are seeing. Because my son work there, a pure Rasta picture and ganja smoking upon the mural them, So we have a plus. But the thing is that maybe Jamaica is marketed for tourism, especially for Rasta people. Because you can in a Juta tour, you can have a little river, you can get your little thing going and you have your US dollar in your pocket. But in general, the government be it for tourism because the wages you are not unionized, you have no benefits, and You have to work hard. And when you check it out, your money no good neither. So it's rough. But the survival, you know, you have to work.
Tell me about the industries now. Like for your future, you know, and the community-based initiatives that could really help Jamaica become more self-reliant.
Okay.
And
Industries
sustainable.
for Rasta. We say, man say not to drink spring water. Kind of chlorinated. You go get sick. Rasta no market spring water for themselves yet, you know. We call it ice full water from the spring. We go Rasta when born pipe water. Come go call the university and man a carrying bash. We drink water. In carrying pot, in carry everything. And when you look on Rastafari cuisine, we don't have no stores of pure Burger King and Harlem stores. Why we don't have Rastafari authentic food within a store capacity? That you see? So you can go there, get your sip, get your pudding, get your everything you need. We don't have that. The emphasis on music. So why the musicians don't take a hint and build a franchise, a food franchise? Because they have the money now. I don't have money now. So you have a little man cooking little porridge and a little ital and a little yati. He can't do nothing with that. That you see? So we could have raw juice, raw food, a whole bunch of something we could have, but put it commercially. That is good. So we could have that. So we need farming too. The thing is that we need big Rastafari farms because the food in the farm, in the market nowadays, they're not good. It's fertilized. If you buy your food, your cabbage, and you buy your cabbage, you get it 2 times, it start to rotten. You carrot them and get shake. You know, your vegetables them can't good. Your tomato them are hard inside. Your onions them are overseas onion. So why we are, it's a eat out of your own vineyard. So why we are Rastafari and create a big Rastafari farm there? We can give some to charity and we can put some on the marketplace, you know. So remember saying, you know, the eat out of your own vineyard, you must have a small vineyard or a big vineyard. So why are we talking these things that we're not applying how we are talking? It don't make no sense to me. I just talk, man, I talk, you know. But man, have the courage to put them in place. So if you need a loan, get a loan from the bank. But Rasta not trust Rasta, you know. That's the problem, man. I pull on money, you know. I thought that big setback. Make a do things, man. I said, no. I create a farm at Pit 4. You need Rastafari farm for the Asians. The man them now support and say a Flako farm that. What kind of nonsense is that? Can we create a farm out of my own money? Set it up, right? To restore it. So the point is that food security king. If you have a hurricane, you have a earthquake, where we Rasta food there? If food don't come from overseas, what we eat? We are Rasta. And you born Babylon. But Babylon will feed you.
Many Rastafari who have gotten wealthy off the principles and the culture of Rastafari. What is the challenge that is preventing us from making that conglomerate? You know, it's like you don't hear we're talking about trusts and them kind of thing there. It's like, where is that gap? We are educated, we have the most books in our house. So where is that breakdown?
I think the same divide and rule, bounce out of the pack, you know. But I'm educated, you know, I can't. Okay, I tell you. Even on a bingy ground, you keep a bingy. The rest of them won't have the money. Sleep on the plyboard, back to back. Rest of them have money sleeping in car. You know, you know facilities, you know. So it's a divide and rule amongst Rasta, we need to burn that. None will go and say, the rich and poor Rasta, there's a difference between rich and poor Rasta. Have and they have not Rasta. So the Rasta them who marginal who just survive, who the fire Rasta them, they don't have no money. They want to climb out of the ladder, they might get something from their parents, they might go university and get a good job, they can't drive them vehicle coming in. They don't make no contribution. But them has, the energy of the bingy make them uplift. And then too, one of the things, you need accountability too. That's just why enough man want to contribute. Because when a man give a money, you know, you have to read out how much money give, you know where the money go. So academically, we need academic people in the movement who can give reports, you know, and the trustworthiness. So a lot of things out there, you know. So it is not attractive to new people in a real sense of it. It is revolutionary, you know, man, I burn everything and know say Rastafari right, you know. But the poor resources, you know, I said, no, man, I put no money, I don't trust them money, man, take my money. I see. But we have land space. So instead of make the land bush up, we put in food on the ground then and create your own economy. So you need to beg no man nothing because you plant enough food now. Where you can make your own money on your ground itself. But the thing is, trust is a problem. So why we can't trust each other? Why we cannot rate a man for talent? The man who can chant, we not no problem, because we can go and chant. The man who can play the kete, make him. But the man have the brain to organize and centralize, love him to man. I feel him give that, you know. So the only thing can go respect each man for him give him talent, Rasta. And not put no red line upon no man, because the whole of we are Rasta. No mind, no, Buster say bringing our Rasta dead or alive, you know. Rasta.
Never specify.
No, so what we are going.
Looking ahead, what message or principle do you most want the next generation to preserve from the original Rasta teachings?
The divinity of His Majesty. None before, none after. No make a man tell us where is His Majesty now. We say where is Jesus now? They say live in a flesh, in their heart. So why they can't accept what we are telling them? But this is not dead king. Yeah, you see? So what happened now? Don't be frustrated with the Rasta levity. You know that Haile Selassie is divine. Don't go around that. If you never learned before, go up on the internet and read, get a book. It is all there. Yeah, you see? So we know Bongo young folk say preaching and teaching is over. It's a red carpet time. The rocky road done. So don't look and say, man, I say, ancient, what you do? How many what you do? What could the ancient do? When a police read him, have swallow the ganja live ganja fire. Him have flicky police a look feet. In go to prison for Rizla, in go to prison for ganja seed. What could he do? So now that the message is go to school, fireman. Not burn school and try matriculate to a level that you feel confident with. Don't follow the Asians and say burn politician. That I see within the organized and central. We're gonna create an impact on society if you don't mix up in a government.
And become government.
And become government. You say there's a government within the government. Where is the departments of Rastafari government? We don't have none. You see, because Bongo water, you know, in break from the revival and come up with revival, we have the chaplain. He said, no one on chaplain. There I see what him in the two from the revival thing, right? Him say want a chairman. You don't want on chaplain. And you want a table man, which is a secretary. Now being created, now being the administration, you know. Of 7 priests and the high priest, including the high priest, and administrative council. Enough function. So why you never follow your bongo what I say I have to? Why you put an administrative council on the man and the capacity to function? No nonsense that. You not get a children report, you get a secretary come, a secretary, I can give my report, I can defend my own self. You don't get a priest report, you have no standing priest in anything, you know. So you don't scrap it, man. And just burn a fire and chant a bingy. You don't create administration and people qualified to administrate. That are the real facts about the thing, you know. So you can repute the young brain who academically trained and can manage the accounts and the administration and secretarial work and the intellectualness of artificial intelligence, you know, they must have known that, you know. So if you will be an administrator, you better know about artificial intelligence and all them things there to manage. So you can say, burn the system. And the system go destroy you. Because you don't back up. So you need ones who are back up, you know, fight the system. So if you get into the system and learn about it, if you counter the system, that's right up.